Hi, Bert. How are you?
Hi, good man. How are you?
I'm very fine and actually really happy to talk to you. It's been long, so it's great to have new music from the Used, and of course, you guys are so connected with Latin America. People really love the sound of bands like the Used down here. So you owe us a visit.
Oh, I can't wait. It's been too long.
You guys are no strangers to put in songs emotions, and this album is no different. Is it therapeutic? How does it work? Because I can't imagine how is it like to visit those feelings when it comes to perform those songs live. And this one had some really nice lyrics, man. So tell me about it.
Yeah, I think that as artists and as songwriters, we can only write in that moment that we're at. And this moment was pretty dark moments for me writing the record. So I felt like it was important to capture that darkness and put it into a song, no matter how painful it was. I think it comes to it. I think it brings on new life when you play it live. It helps to have the energy of the crowd, and like you said, very therapeutic, very cathartic. Um, it feels freeing to get those emotions out. So yeah, love it.
So that's why the record is called Toxic Positivity, because I think you use the expression in a very different way from the one that people usually understand what toxic positivity means. From my take, I might be wrong, of course, was like, okay, these guys are putting something out of their system, but it helps to get it out there. So it's like a different take on the same expression, toxic positivity.
Right, exactly. This it kind of came at the very beginning of the songwriting. We knew right away that we wanted to call it toxic positivity. We knew that the anxiety and the depression that was involved in the record kind of spoke to the phrase toxic positivity perfectly.
Okay, but there's also something I really liked about it, a contrast. When you go to songs like "I Hate Everybody," but the next song is "Pinky Swear."
Yeah,
So it's both of course heavy songs, but lyrically very different. Tell me about that.
yeah. The record is kind of an emotional journey through one day. Wake up feeling like shit. Um, Wake up feeling numb. Wake up hating everybody, and then maybe have a little bit of hope for the day. Maybe halfway through the day, a lot of the a lot of the realities of coming out of the pandemic were very present on this record. I think that we made the first we wrote the first session during the pandemic, deep in the pandemic, when it was very tough. We wrote the second session kind of coming out of the pandemic, where you get a lot of the more positive sentiment from the song. So two different writing sessions, two different completely different feelings. One's full of depression and anxiety, and the other one was kind of full of depression and anxiety and a little bit of hope.
Okay. There's another song also that really caught my attention and was Headspace.
Yeah,
Also, sounds like a very personal thing, like a confession. I know you've done it in lyrics before, but I wanted to know specifically about that one.
yeah. I think that when you experience depression and anxiety, a lot of people have no idea what it's like. A lot of people would just say, just get up and go for a run, you'll feel better. Which is almost the most discouraging thing to hear when you're depressed and full of anxiety. So yeah, this song is kind of just like you said, it's kind of a confession of where I'm at and what people kind of perceive to be depression and where depression really hits.
Is there I've noticed, of course, in previous the used records that there's a lot of literature that's very influential when it comes to writing songs. More recently, Paradise Lost. I just heard the record, but I haven't been able to pick anyone exactly. So, are there any influences from literature in this record?
Yeah, quite a few, but I didn't want to make them so present. In like Heartwork, we had the books that I was inspired by right up front, sometimes as song titles, sometimes right in the lyrics. So we wanted to kind of keep this one pretty basic and about emotions and very quick. The record's only a half hour long. and straight to the point, no confusion. I didn't want anyone to feel like I was talking over their head or that I was smarter than them or anything like that. This is a record about me coming together with you in the same place.
Um, there's something that really caught my attention from bands like The Used, that even though they've been talking about very delicate issues like depression, now in this day and age, different arts, different bands, different genres seems to understand how important it is. Why do you think this has happened from bands like The Used? I don't really want to call it emo, but it was like the title given in the time, but there's something that you can pick from those bands. They've always point delicate issues that different genres didn't.
Yeah, I think that it's after 20 something years, I think that we've kind of embraced the term emo. We've been an emo band for 23 years. Um, and yeah, it feels good to be able to put ourselves into our music. There's not a lot of types of music that talk specifically to human tragedy, to the ups and downs of life, and to speak very honestly about emotion. I think that there's not a lot of place for that in the world, especially for men. Men don't really talk about their feelings all too much. Um, and this record was a plea, like a kind of a call out. Hopefully people will be able to talk a little bit more about their emotions because of this record.
You know, that's interesting. You think that from country to country or continent to continent, things would change, but the whole thing of men don't talk about certain issues also happen, of course, in Latin America. We're a very macho culture, so I've never been able to analyze or understand why things like that happens, but music always has around the world mentioned that since early classics like Boys Don't Cry or even things more contemporary. The feeling is always there.
Yeah, I think that for us, we are so tight as a group, as a band, as a family, that we do have time to talk about our feelings and kind of let everyone know what's going on in our day, how we feel about the end of the day. So hopefully we can get that message out there and share that, because it's really important that men talk to each other, men talk to other people about their feelings. I think that when, um, like you said, a culture is so masculine, it kind of creates this mask that men wear that, yeah, I'm fine, I'm all right. But really, the best way to deal with emotion, the first best way, is to talk about it.
Is it easy to sort of put that mask off? Because one way or another, we all kind of have it, or maybe childhood things or whatever, but take it off and write a song about that.
Yeah, it's always been something the used is very good at. I think that I'm very open to putting my whole heart into a song, no matter how much it might hurt me or how much it cost me in my personal life. I think that a lot of times our fans kind of really can attach themselves to that message, and maybe it feels like I'm speaking for them when they didn't have the words to say it themselves.
Okay. Tell me about Numb. That's another great song from the record.
Yeah, so many hard times in the tragedy, so in the tragedy of the pandemic, so many different places where we just got beat down. You know, we thought it was going to be over in 2 months, then we got beat down, then we thought it was going to be over in 6 months, then we got beat down again. With so different areas beating you down in life, I just kind of felt completely numb to it all. And I think a lot of people felt that way, which is why we kind of call out, does anybody else feel numb? Hoping that it can connect across the whole world. I think everybody felt that.
Yeah, you know, like it was a global feeling. That was
Yeah.
interesting. Before we go there, just letting you know that we have just a few more minutes. It might sound stupid, but I'm curious about this. You guys came out from Utah 20 plus years ago. How was it like music in Utah 20 years ago? I know nothing about Utah besides Utah
Yeah,
jazz, maybe.
yeah. It was it's very, very Mormon. It's just very, very religious. So there wasn't a lot of music anywhere. It was kind of like all the CDs that I would buy, my parents would throw them away because she thought they were satanic, and there was really no places to play. Salt Lake City had like one venue, and I think after the Used started playing, it all changed really quick. the used allowed for more bands to come up in Utah, more venues to pop up, more places to play. So yeah, in the beginning it was rough. It was rough times. It was us fighting against Christianity.
Yeah, like I can't imagine what would how was it like to do the first show?
Yeah, it was wild. We had ballet dancers come out on stage. This tiny little club. Magical first show though. It was great.
Okay, and how's the tour going actually?
Really well. So excited to be out with Pierce the Veil. It's an incredible package. We're loving every moment of it. It's phenomenal. Show.
And I and I know I love how everything all of the bands are coming and playing again, like Pierce the Veil, and even bands like Papa Roach are playing again and doing festival circuits and all of that. And we have you guys also playing there, so it sort of fits in a whole generation of bands that are talking to a new generation of people.
Right. Yeah, it's cool to see the resurgence come full circle. The emo bands are popular again, and bands are coming out of the work to go back on tour to put more records out. It's really cool. It's allowed for a lot of really cool things.
That's it, man. Thank you very much. Congratulations on a great record. Looking forward to have you in our country someday.
Yeah, I look forward to it as well. Thanks for your time.
Thank you. Have a very nice day. Bye bye.